We're here at the W Hotel at the Plateau Lounge with our regular contributors, Arpon, Basu, LNash.com. Welcome.
Thank you.
And of course, the Globe and Mail's Sean Gordon. Sean, thanks for being here.
Happy to be here.
All right, guys, sounds that you used to hear at the Olympic Stadium, the crack of the bat, the thud of the catcher's mitt, the calls of an umpire, but of course, for the 9th straight year, there won't be any Major League Baseball in Montreal. So I'd love to know, guys, what are your favorite Montreal Expos baseball moments?
Well, I have, my favorite moments are kind of associated with the demise of the team. I had one moment as a kid. I mean, my childhood moment is getting to go to an Astros game that went 20, 21 innings or so. I got to sit 13th inning on, right behind the plate, 2 rows up, 500 people in the stadium, saw Marquise Grissom win in the bottom of the 21st. That was a great time. But the real moment that sticks to me is the final Expos moment in their history at Chase Stadium, with a total joke of a lineup playing and the Mets honoring the great Todd Zeile rather than the death of my Expos. Covering that game has really stuck with me ever since they left.
I don't even think Todd Zeile is good enough to make his own family's Hall of Fame. Like, what's that all about?
It was really
anyway,
quite yeah.
My memories. I remember the first memory of actually sports fandom pain. Right, 81 Blue Monday. I thought it was awful. Like I was in tears. It was just terrible. And other than that, you know what? I remember sort of little details. I remember the first time I went and the crowd noise. I remember the smell of hot dogs. I remember the sound that Vladimir Guerrero's bat used to make in batting practice when he would just hammer these balls like all over the place. And it was little things like that, right? The seats that people used to thump together and. It's the little stuff that I think you miss, and even the sad stuff I think makes you feel more. I don't know, make you feel more alive. I don't know what it is, but there's something about it that we've lost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Of course, I'm much younger than both of you. Too young to remember the diaper changes between innings, but I do remember that the Olympic Stadium was a major issue for the Expos and the reason why they left. One of the reasons why. What do you think would have happened if we would have had a baseball field, a park downtown in Montreal?
Well, I mean, it would have, I think it would have been a great success, obviously, especially the design that they had made right next to where the current Bell Center is now. It would have been fantastic. But I don't like the constant excuse that we hear from Montreal fans that, Olympic Stadium was too far, it was cold. Yes, all those things are true. However, there was a Major League Baseball team playing there. Baseball fans in Montreal did not go out there to watch this Major League Baseball team with one of the greatest players of his generation. Vlad Guerrero, at least one of the most exciting ones of his generation. And the memory that Sean mentioned of people clanging their seats together, I mean, the reason that people did that is because their seat was empty. And so they could clang the seat next to them because there was no one sitting in it. So, I mean, that was a big failure, I feel, on the Montreal baseball fan community.
You know what, I actually think that it would have been a game changer in a lot of ways. I think that if you'd been able to make it such that you had more games played outdoors in a place that was more convenient for people to get to, there's a good reason why Major League Baseball wants to have stadiums in the middle of cities as much as possible. And I think that, I do really think that would have been, it might not have saved the team in the long run, but I think it would have given it at the time that they needed to build the thing. I think it would have been a very serious shot in the arm. And who knows, we may still have a team.
I will just say one thing though: it is not inconvenient getting to the Olympic Stadium. It is not at all. It couldn't be more convenient.
No,
you get in the metro, you get out of the metro, and you walk into the stadium.
Fair enough, except that it's not
very easy to get to.
Fair enough, except that it's not a baseball experience, right? It's not a baseball. If you're a baseball fan, going to the Olympic Stadium, I mean, look,
fine.
it's just.
But the inconvenience of it, I feel, is a horrible excuse. There were probably no Major League Baseball park that was more convenient to get to. Other than maybe what they have.
Well, you know what? It would be more convenient if you didn't have to take 9 metro stops to get out there, right? I mean, if it were right downtown.
9 metro stops.
Well, if it's right downtown.
All right, and follow up to the Adonis Stevenson boxing match. We'll have Sean Gordon and Basu next week. But for now, let's talk about Warren Cromartie. He's out in the community with the Montreal Baseball Project, trying to get baseball back in Montreal. Arpon, do you think it's likely that this will happen?
Likely is a strong word, but I'm not willing to give up hope. I really commend what Warren Cromartie is doing. God bless him. I wish him all the success in the world. It's not likely. Right. I mean, let's be honest, but I'm not willing to write it off because I think that I would love nothing more than for him to be successful, to actually have the downtown stadium that Sean was referring to. So I wish him all the luck.
See, on the other hand, I am perfectly willing to write it off entirely because you need $1 billion to get this done. Yeah. There isn't enough money. There isn't enough interest.
Sean Gordon, man of extremes.
Hey, listen. It makes me sad to say it, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
All right, glass half empty with Sean Gordon, and we'll see you next week here at the W Hotel.